All the foundation element feature are only available when Story 0 plan is active. That is, you can only insert foundation elements in Story 0. Double-click on Story 0 in the structure tree to switch the plan view to Street 0. Effectively, we are now looking at the column and wall stump below the ground level. You would find it helpful to display column forces on the plan view. Go to Review tab, Visual Interrogation, Column Plan Display. Check Axial Loads. Check Bottom. Under Loading, check G, Q and First Load Combination, G plus Q factored. Click OK and the axial loads will be shown on the plan view. Before designing pile caps, let us first review the foundation materials. Go to Building Analysis, Edit Material. Select Foundation Floor. Review the concrete grade of steel in rebar diameters. Cancel. Close the dialog. Let us review the foundation design settings. Go to Building Setout tab. Settings Center, Foundation. The General tab generally applies to pad footing. However, there are several parameters that are used by the pile cap design. Lean concrete thickness affects the detailing of the pile cap. Depth increment steps affects the auto design of the pile cap depth. Minimum steel bar size affects the design of the main rebars. Distribution bar size is used for secondary bars. Go to Pile Caps. Pile shaft type can be circular or square. Pile penetration is the amount of pile penetration into the pile cap. Ultimate compression and tension capacity should entered because factored load combination from analysis will be used to design the pile cap. Default pile length is used for 3D graphics rendering and does not affect the design of the pile cap. Pile spacing multiplication factor, distance to face, pile cap minimum and maximum depth and number should be reviewed. The rest of the settings are self-explanatory. You can refer to Help Center for details. Click Cancel. To design a single pile cap, select a column, right-click, Insert Pile Cap. This will launch the single pile cap design dialog and automatically design the piles arrangement and pile cap reinforcement. A summary of the design is logged at the top portion. At the bottom shows details of the design checks, both in X and Y direction. At the right is the graphical view of the pile cap. Geometry. Pile cap shows all the parameter of the pile cap, such as the number of piles designed, pile cap depth, pile data and pile capacity. These are by default inherited from the foundation pile cap settings. The superstructure column is automatically detected from the model. Eccentricity of the column can be applied by specifying X or Y offset. If you change the key parameters, example say decrease the number of piles, the pile cap will automatically be checked. Example, change the number of piles to 5. As expected, the design will fail. If you change the ultimate compression capacity, say increase it to 200 kN, you need to click Design icon to redesign the pile cap and revise number of piles. Piles location shows the coordinates of the piles with reference to the centerline of the pile cap. Eccentricities can be defined through Offsets column. Enter the X or Y value, the piles and pile cap will be checked automatically. Analysis. Material. Concrete grade, rebars grade, and diameter is inherited from the global foundation materials settings. Unit cost is used for the cost optimization process. Options. Choose bending and shear design method. Design settings such as minimum and maximum pile cap depth can be changed. Column loads. Under loadings, there are 3 options. All combinations means the pile cap will be designed for each and every load combination. Envelope is the maximum design forces for all load combination. This is default. User-defined load can be used by keying values in the table or imported from a CSV Excel file. Output. Axial loads shows the resultant axial loads of each pile, which will be compared with the capacity. Green figure means pass and red figures means fail. Rebars shows the design reinforcement and the pass or fail status. You can overwrite the design rebars, the design is automatically checked. If there are major changes to the key design parameters, example concrete cover, click Auto Select Reinforcement to ensure the design is refreshed. Design check gives a summary of design checks. Report and detailing. Select report options and create the design report. Review the design report. Close it. Optimization. Click List Candidates. This will list other possible candidates of pile cap arrangement and designed to achieve a more economy based on the unit cost of material defined. Double-click on the candidate to choose. Click OK. Click Design to automatically redesign the pile cap based on the latest changes, if any. The key design criteria are the least number of piles. Click OK. The pile cap will be inserted for that column. To design multiple pile caps in one go, select all the other columns by holding down the Control key. Right-click, Insert Pile Cap. This will launch the Pile Cap Batch Design module, where we can auto-design all the pile caps in a batch. When you first access this batch design, all the pile cap are not designed yet, as shown by the red cross under Status column. Selection. Click on any row to select it. Hold down Control key for multiple select. Click Reverse Selection to reverse the selection. Click Select/Clear All to clear all selection. Grouping. Columns can be grouped to yield a typical pile cap design using the grouping options. Group selected. Select the column rows to be grouped by holding down Control key and then choose this option. The columns will be grouped as shown in the label. Group by piles will group all columns with the same number of piles. This is not useful now, as all pile caps are not designed yet. Ungroup. Click it to break up previously grouped columns. Before proceeding with design, let's review the foundation settings. This launches the foundation settings with the pile cap settings in focus. Example, change the shaft type from circular to square. Change the ultimate compression capacity to 300 kN. Click OK to save and exit. Design. Check design, do not redesign, will only check and not change the existing pile cap design. Check design, redesign if fails, will check the adequacy of the pile cap and only redesign if it fails. Redesign all, will redesign all the pile caps fresh with the current settings. Pick this option. Click Design All to begin batch design. Upon completion, information on the pile caps, such as of number of piles, depth, size and rebars will be updated. The design status will change from red crosses to green ticks. Design log shows key design checks and summary for each pile cap. To use Apply Design Combination, first, select a pile cap or a group of pile caps, then click this function. By default, the design uses envelope or maximum of all load combinations. You can uncheck this and then choose which combination to use, followed by OK. For now, click Cancel to exit. Import from CSV. User-defined column loads can be imported from a CSV or Excel file. Ensure that column and forces are set up in the format given in the sample file provided. You can use Excel to open this sample file. Click Cancel. Export to report. Export this pile cap schedule to a standard report. Close the report. Export to Excel. Export the same pile cap schedule to Excel. Click Pile Cap Design Report to produce the Pile Cap Detail Design Report. Inspect the report. Close it. All the exported reports will be automatically saved and made available for compilation in the Design Report Manager. Design selected will launch the interactive pile cap design for the selected column row. Alternatively, double-click on any of the column label in the list to launch it. This is the same interactive pile cap design dialog which we have covered earlier when we inserted a single pile cap. Click Cancel to exit. When you are satisfied with the batch design, click OK to save and exit. The pile caps will be inserted under the selected columns as shown on the plan view. In the structure tree, the pile cap elements are listed in the Pile Caps and Pad Bases folder. If you wish to update or review the pile cap design again, simply select a single pile cap or multiple pile caps, right-click, choose Properties. Cancel. Go to Drawings and Reports tab. Pick Pad Base and Pile Cap Details. Pile cap details with reinforcement will be created in the new view. To produce the actual DXF or DWG drawings, you must use Prota Details.